Okay, race goers, runners in the yard here for the running of race number 3, the Terra drilling maiden over the 1400 metres. And 14 past 2 is the start time. Field of 7 to go around, and runners are about to go out onto the track. Quick look at this field. Number 1 is 50 Words from the John Lugg stable. Christo Sardelic to claim 2. 56 will be the weight. Beat one home at Esperance last start. Look for improvement at its second start in WA today. 50 Words is a $18 chance. Number 2 is Suntino from the Troy Mahoodyard. Christy Bennett to ride. 4th last start. Was a bit of an eye-catching run. Only finished a length behind Oakwood. Crossed the line just behind Flying the Flag, who's a $4.80 chance in this race. So perhaps a rough place chance. Suntino at $16. Number 3 is Flying the Flag for Josh Brown and Tash Faithful. 3rd last start at Esperance. Went down a half a length behind Oakwood. Prior to that, 2nd behind Profit Pocket. Flying the Flag, placed at its last 2 starts, is a $4.80 chance. Number 4 is Life's a Circus from the Neil Della Yard. Lisa Staples to ride, and lining up for start number 3 today. And all 3 career starts have been this preparation. Beat one home when behind Oakwood last start, sitting on speed. Life's a Circus is currently at $15. Number 5 is Yak Yak for Helen Harding and Zephyr Johnston Porter. 8th last start behind Scottish Laird. It's been up a little while, had a few runs of winkers go on today. $7. Number 6 is your red hot favourite, and that is Right to Silence. A Chris Willis yard looking to make it back-to-back victories in race 2 and 3. Likewise with Austin Galati. Comes off a last start 7th in a field of 13 behind West Coast Express. Missed the kick on that occasion, hit the line strong afterwards. Right to Silence, $1.50 in the red. And number 7 is Boutique Session for Georgia Grant and Jade McNaught. Lines up for start number 2 today. Finished 6th on debut. Look for improvement. Perhaps a place chance here. Boutique Session is $23. Runners on their way to the gates. We're 4.5 minutes off start time. This is race 3, the Terra drilling maiden, where your very hot favourite, number 6, Right to Silence, is currently at $1.50 with Tab Touch. Right to Silence. Right to Silence, 50 Words, Flying the Flag. Boutique Session, Yak Yak. Life's a Circus. Okay, 90 seconds off start time. Race goers here for the running of the Terra maiden. Favouritism with Right to Silence into 138. Very short. 138 on Tab Touch. Fixed odds with Right to Silence. So runners will start to come forward shortly. In fact, Yak Yak looks like he'll be the first one to come forward. This is start number 26 for Yak Yak. The winkers going on today. Boutique Session joining the line now. Boutique Session start number 2 today from the Georgia Grant stable. Jay McNaught in the saddle. It sure is, Marty, as Tab Radio pick up the coverage here, and they've come for Right to Silence in their droves into 134 now with fixed odds betting, and this has been some move. Missed the kick last start there at Belmont Park a week ago, and ran through the line pretty solidly. We'll appreciate this easier assignment today, but I don't think you'd want to take it any shorter than 134. Deep into the red is Right to Silence, who's yet to load there over behind the 1400 metres. 50 words coming forward now from the John Lugg stable. Second start in WA for 50 words. Had a run down at Esperance when beating one home behind that horse that looks to have a fair bit of ability in Hubert. Okay. Right to Silence goes forward. Flying the Flag will be the last. Stand by, we're set at the 1400. The Terra maiden set to fly. They're off racing. Level Dispatch 2. Starter caught them in a near perfect line now, just going back early on. It's Flying the Flag together with Suntino. Life's a Circus had early speed, breaks the line first and goes straight to the front. So it's Life's a Circus showing the way by a length. Yak Yak running second. Right to Silence trying to track across and find a position. They were being followed by Boutique Session at start number 2 today, settling down fourth. The outside 50 words on the improve. A further 2.5 then to Suntino, and a similar margin to Flying the Flag on the second line of betting, who's last of all and spotting the leader 7 lengths. 800 metres to run, and on the outside showing the way now, it's 50 words. It's pulled itself to the front, leads out by a length now on Life's a Circus, who settled well. They were being followed by Right to Silence the outside, and then we had Yak Yak fourth with Boutique Session, a further 2.5 to Suntino, and last of all it's Flying the Flag, who's being asked to improve with 450 metres to run. 50 words on the outside. Right to Silence starting to lengthen stride. They were being followed next of all by Boutique Session with Yak Yak, further back to Life's a Circus, and then down the outside Flying the Flag, who starts its run, but it's Right to Silence who hit the lead. Right to Silence out by 2. Boutique Session the outside. Yak Yak between runners, but it's all Right to Silence in the run home with 50 metres to run. 2.5 clear of Yak Yak, and Right to Silence goes on and wins. Yak Yak second, third in Boutique Session. They were followed in by Flying the Flag, 50 words, Suntino, and a long last was Life's a Circus, easy win. Number 6, Right to Silence. Getting home at the shorts here. And a happy hunting ground here for Chris Willis. He's saddled up 2, and he's taken out the second and the third. This one here with Right to Silence, and there he's only 2 runners for the day. He's come to Kalgoorlie with a 100% strike rate. Right to Silence, Austin Galati in the saddle for both of those as well. Has broken through today at start 6, as I touched on before the race. Missed the kick at Belmont Park last start and then finished off in good style. Has gone on to win. Hands and heels. In fact, Austin really not having to do much in that last 50, with the horse just coasting through the line for one of the easiest victories you've seen in a little while. 6 wins ahead of the 5, Yak Yak, who just continues to finish in the money. He gets another minor placing here today. The 5, Yak Yak, for Helen Harding and Zeph and Johnston Porter. Third will be the 7, Boutique Session. Better run from this 3-year-old today. Sessions filly out of a War Chant mare, and finished 6th on debut behind Hubert, and improves to a 3rd today. So perhaps one that has some progressiveness about her. And 4th in was the 3, Flying the Flag, who was well back throughout. 6, 5, 7, 3 after the 3rd from Kalgoorlie. Right to Silence for Chris Willis and Austin Galati by Universal Ruler from Enshrined, owned by Mrs. V. Willis, Prue George, Mrs. L. Willis, and also Mrs. H. Willis. Right to silence your winner. Second in was the 5, Yak Yak for Helen Harding and Zeph and Johnston Porter. By I'm All the Talk from True Surrender, owned by F. Kilner. Third in was the 7, that's Boutique Session for Georgia Grant and Jade McNaught, by Sessions from La Bella Miss, owned by Corey Johnson. And fourth in was the 3, Flying the Flag for Josh Brown and Tash Faithful. Numbers there 6, 5, 7 and 3 after the running of race number 3. Race 4 is next. It's the first leg of today's main quaddie. You might have to trim it up a little bit with the smaller fields today. The BMGS maiden over the 1200 metres. The scratching is number 5, Bayraktar, comes out. Leaves us with a field of 7. Your favourite is number 6, Dublin Red at 190. Looks hard to beat here today. Dublin Red coming off that second at Pinjarra last start. We're 30 minutes off start time for the 4th. In the meantime, 6, 5, 7, 3 interim after the running of race number 3.